Honorable sisters, brothers, and friends, this is my standard Wednesday 24/7 brief review of the previous God's Day service and sermon. And I give that, of course, a brief review. And that is, God, Christ, granted a man born blind sight. I think it was the Apostle John, the beginning of the chapter and verse. It is a tremendous proof of God and Christ's divinity. The leaders, the Jewish leaders in the temple, the synagogue, the temple, wanted a sort of military and social leader. They didn't want somebody to be above them, even though that was Christ was in the discipline of theology, religion. So they took and plotted and murdered him. You have to be truthful. Christ didn't kill himself. He was put to death at the shout of the Jewish mob. That's the true facts. Now, we have then where, if you look at the words, this man born blind says, all I know is that in the history of this world, no man born blind ever was able to obtain sight. He says, but whoever granted me sight, I don't know who he is, gave me sight, and I'm not going to deny that. And they got so angry at him, they want to do something to him, and they kicked him out of the synagogue, the temple there, and they kicked him out. But those are the true facts. In the discipline of theology, you see, I have to try to be truthful. At my achievements and age, experience, etc., I think I speak from a position of authority. And that is, in the judgment of God, no matter who you are, where, when, why, no matter how much authority and power you have, we all start at zero. We all are equal before God, and then God decides. Because of this world situation, there's many bad spots. There's only 24 hours in a day, and it takes me sometimes 24 hours to overcome their crazy gyrations, figuring that if I won't be able to then pronounce what I've achieved, world-class achievement, etc. They then are, the bottom line is they are immoral, psychotic, criminally insane, King George, Queen Hoover, not democracy. It's a hypocrisy. Now, I'll get to the discipline of military science, I think with maybe some precision, and that I think I can say I speak from definitely a position of experience and maybe some authority. You have to have the professional military science staff decide what's to do, unless you can say, look, I'm betting 1,000. Minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, 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 rut. You have the power position, but my experienced opinion is the real professional military science expert staff should do the deciding. Now, in the discipline of social science, I guess I have to define what I say they really are. They are immoral. They are psychotic. They are criminally insane. They have this class of sort of royalty of King George, Queen Hoover. Not democracy, hypocrisy. They fantasize that their unlimited ability to print paper money and this being accepted, this dollar dominance of their paper money being printed, won't collapse. It's going to be held up by them. And this will continue for all time in this world. They're going to keep posing works in the U.S. as the good guys. And they're the good guys against bad guys. When actually, these hypocrites even are terribly, I can't say simple, only God judges, but they are terribly hypocritical using religion. Because in Christ's time, they didn't all know him, and he went by how good they were. So, if a person's good, in my opinion, they don't have to be a Christian for God to grant what he thinks is their just judgment. Do you understand? Now, you have to realize that this social masturbation of these cover-up artists, even using religion, that they're supposed to be the good guys against supposedly bad guys. This hypocrisy, this immoral, psychotic, criminally insane King George, Queen Hoover hypocrisy has lost to me. I've been putting up with their immoral gyrations since 1947. And in that time, I put forth fusion, as I said, verifiable. Just the main ones. Put forward a central intelligence agency. Push for that. By quantity would start better than that criminally insane Hoover. Put forth revolutionizing the way we do politics and business. Get honest candidates, politicians. No. Get into political science, if you please. Hey, everybody says it's dirty politics, and in the USA, they voted the least trustworthy of any profession are the politicians. I don't write these jokes. That's what they actually said. Put forward where we could have defensive rockets personally risked danger. I checked for the wind, and it was to our backs as far as a nuclear rocket. Put forward ideas to almost the nth degree. And where I was in Area 51, I definitely put together Xerox, X-E-R-O-X. I have videos, I had hundreds of them, but they say they can't find them. I can't get them. No matter what I do, they won't even answer sometimes. They say, do this and we'll answer, and then they won't answer. They keep going forward with their King George, Queen Hoover, hypocrisy, and gyrations. X-E-R-O-X, Xerox, photoelectric copier. Rochester, New York, that's my hometown. I put it forward there, etc. Lightification of electromagnetic radiation. Say it again, lightification of electromagnetic radiation. It's #1 in the world. Then who am I? This King George, Queen Hoover hypocrisy, what they're doing is really social masturbation. They are playing with themselves that their dollar dominance of unlimited printed money won't collapse and that they're the good guys. And I'm maybe no good because, look, I want to replace them. Of course, I would have fired Hoover, and that's what I wanted the Kennedy brothers to do. But they made the mistake of saying, we'll wait. And then in my next term, I'll then tell him he has to resign or fire. But Hoover moved first, and Hoover was the power to have him knocked off. And Bobby would have fired him. And I was there at the hotel, and I was the gentleman who got up and insisted, well, strongly suggested how he should campaign and that he would then win. The only thing then between Hoover having the inside power and yours truly was Bobby had to keep himself alive. And I put a card under his pillow the night before, telling him to be careful. But they got to him. Hoover would use Irish buddies, would use an Irish priest to do something so that it would be done without them knowing, or for money, maybe. And Bobby didn't do what I told him at least twice, face to face. Went through a commercial kitchen. Bobby, they chopped meat in a kitchen. So they had a Judas goat lead him through the kitchen. He got chopped down. Hoover didn't think Bobby would rudely ignore me and do it his way. That's why there was 2 guns and so many shots. Bobby, you do it my way, they got to get me before they can get you. You do it your way, you're on your own. And it's been my experience, do it my way first. If I'm wrong, I immediately correct. I don't have egotistical, floating photo ops to consider. I say it, I tell it like it is. Do you understand? Now I have 15 minutes, or I won't put it on the YouTube video. And that is, I repeat with emphasis, they are playing with themselves, thinking that their printed paper money won't collapse. They are social masturbationists.